up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with one more video. All right, guys, we got to get active on this one. This one is hot off the presses, okay? Candace Owens was turning up on her Instagram account, all right? And we have to listen to this. We got to dissect it. We got to go through it. We got to have a conversation about it. Apparently, she did some type of post regarding a dude named Harry Styles that was on the cover of Vogue recently, and he was wearing like a dress with like a blazer on top of it or something like that. So she had some choice words for that from the backlash that she received. Now listen to me, there's a lot of people that's probably watching this video right now that have a preconceived notion that get emotionally stirred from Candace Owens. For those people, close your eyes and just listen. Okay, don't even pretend like it's her. Just listen to the words so we can have this conversation. Without further ado.
All right, guys. Bring back manly men. Who would have thought that that would have caused an absolute firestorm? Something as basic as saying that men are good for our society causes a firestorm, of course, on the left, because the left hates anything normal. Basically, if there's anything that looks remotely normal, the left sees it and they want to tear it down. They just cannot stand the idea that things are functioning and things are working and things are normal. Case in point, a man wearing a dress. Now, first off, let me just clarify something. When I originally tweeted about this was not an attack on Harry Styles. He happened to be the man in the dress, but really it was more of an attack on Vogue and the culture in general that is trying to shove this down our throats, right? This turning women into men and turning men into women has been the move on the left as of late, right? Women should want to go to work. You don't need a man. Shave your head. Dye it pink. Make yourself ugly, right? Because that's feminism and that's power and that sticks it to the patriarchy. Men, put on a ball gown, right? And strut on Vogue because somehow that shows that you're not normal and that's really empowering and forward. And quite frankly, I do not find men in dresses to be attractive. Women do not find men in dresses to be attractive. Do not believe women that are sitting here telling you, oh, I would love for my man to wear a gown on our wedding day. It's just not true. That's just woke, leftist feminists, and typically people that follow Hollywood trends. Question I want to ask you guys about Hollywood, because this was almost...
Hold up, before she asks this question, whoo, she cooking right now. I wanted to ask the question in a quick bit, but what she is outlining is a lot of things that I see, and when I see these left-leaning, be different, be crazy, define whatever it is that you want to in the future, right? Like, but I see it from a Hollywood perspective, knowing how influential that these people are, knowing how they get seen by young, impressionable minds who are, by and large, confused of who they are. I mean, just think about yourself as a young 15 or 16-year-old boy or girl that is trying to identify what pocket of normalcy that you fit into, and you see your favorite guitarist or your favorite singer, dressing in particular ways. It may add to the confusion of who you are, or it may help depending upon what your particular disposition is. Now, at the end of the day, if you want to wear a dress, do your thing. It has no bearing on myself, but I think what she's hitting on is components of Hollyweird, because these people are influencers, okay? So you're influencing those that are being influenced, right? So how many of those that are being influenced are under a particular form of mind control because they know nothing else or they know nothing better? That's what I think that she's hitting on in these initial points. And I get it. I completely get it. And the idea of being upset because you want to bring back manly men, as if there's something wrong with masculine, strong dudes, and because, well, those masculine, strong dudes led to the patriarchy, and down with the patriarchy and being masculine and strong and tough, and you sitting in your toxic masculinity and like all this bullshit that they feel you in order to emasculate you. It's ridiculous. That's what she's trying to get at. Now, I will say, let me double back into this. I got no problem. If you want to wear a dress because it looks pretty on you, do your thing, partner. I don't care. It don't bother me none. Again, from a Hollyweird perspective, that's where my problem is, because these dudes are latching on the trends. They're latching on the trends for the paper with no moral in it, okay? And then they're influencing those that are coming up. But let's move on.
Most the biggest issue that I was hitting at. When's the last time they've ever promoted anything good or anything functional? Just think about it. You can write it right now. When is the last time Hollywood has ever promoted anything good or anything functional? Right? Hollywood is the conduit to all bad ideas. Anything that they are glorifying in Hollywood, you can guarantee you is going to ruin your life, right? So they want you to think that they're these little demigods. So suddenly Harry Styles puts on a dress and that's just what everybody should be doing, right? Or, oh, this is powerful. Quite frankly, from people who don't play the Hollywood game and live in the hills, if I see a man in a dress, I think he's a crackhead, period, right? If you see that stuff, if you live in the projects, if you live on the streets and you see somebody a man wearing a dress, you assume that they have mental issues. And I want to be very clear, this is my opinion, I would never allow my kids near a man that's wearing a dress. That's my personal opinion. You can call that however you want to call that. I don't need to be woke to pretend that this sort of stuff is normal. It's not normal. It's completely not normal. To feminize men and to keep pretending that this is progressive. It's not progressive. I said what I meant. There is no society that can survive without strong men. People are sitting here critiquing that statement. Show me the society that survived without strong men. You have a whole lot of human history for you to look at, right? Men, the role of men is to defend, it's the role to protect. So all of you men who are sending me pictures of you in a dress and saying, oh, I'm still a man or I'm still a manly man, I am not calling on you when there's a world war. I am not calling on you when I'm in an emergency, okay? You can wear your dresses. Nobody has sat here and said, if you're a man in a dress, something bad should happen to you. I don't believe that. I believe people should live and do as they want. But I think it is wrong for our society to keep perverting things, to keep putting in the forefront forms of perversion, okay? Let me give you a couple of forms of perversion that people in Hollywood like to promote, aside from men wearing dresses, which I believe to be a perversion. It is perverted to me. I do not like seeing it. I am never going to promote it, and I'm not going to shove about that. A perversion is that Hollywood people, Hollywood elitists, also a bunch of women telling, oh, abortion's the best thing ever. Oh, I loved my abortion, Jamila Jahil. Miley Cyrus, abortion, right? That's her thing, abortion cake. That is a perversion, right? Women should be doing the exact opposite of that. Women should be nurturing. That is. Women should think about how do we protect our children? How do we raise children? Not how do we rip them out of our bodies and glorify that. They glorify killing babies. They glorify men in dresses. They glorify WAP, WAPs, hitting the ground, 13-year-olds twerking and dancing, right? This is disgusting. This is everything the left and Hollywood touches is a perversion. You cannot tell me, when is the last time you've seen Hollywood be like, let me promote this guy who goes to church on Sunday. That's a masculine man, by the way. People sitting here talking about, oh, masculinity means you want men to beat you, like the dichotomy between wearing a dress, like if you don't wear a dress that means that you beat women, is completely crazy.
What?
Completely crazy. Let men be masculine. I like men that protect women, okay? Does that mean you beat women? You're sitting here glorifying people like Cardi B who are telling you it's to put your vaginas on the floor, right? And talk about what you can do with men behind closed doors. And Hollywood says, yay, let's make that viral. Harry Styles, yay, in a dress, let's make that viral. Miley Cyrus ripping live human beings out of your vagina, yay, so powerful, let's make it viral. You are all disgusting. I genuinely believe when I said Hollywood is satanic, I believe that from the bottom of my heart. Because
she is, sorry, I had to, let me let the track breathe real quick. I was just thinking, as she was talking about that, I wonder how much money that extra money she's made off of Cardi B and her name and that feud that they did and all the extra followers that she's gotten. I would guess it's over 7 figures. That's why she keeps bringing her up. But I mean, the poster child of, you know what I'm saying, the more weird that you act or the more you put yourself out there, the more that you liberate yourself, the more that you drop this on the floor and pick it back, spit in my mouth, all of the nasty, perverted, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? All the things that will inflict into young people's mind and reduces pair bonding, reduces, right, like sanity, right, like her whole spiel about the Miley Cyrus thing, like I kind of want to fact check her on that. I didn't know that was a thing. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. It's not something that should be celebrated. You should be figuring out ways to not have that happen in the first place, right? Be accountable for yourself as opposed to doing a reactionary thing such as an abortion. But I get accidents do happen. But to celebrate that as if it is liberating is demented. It is absolutely sick. Let me also say this as well before I go in. I am not a particularly political person. So I don't think about things as being left, as things as being right. I just think of things as making sense to me, right? So I don't care if it's a left-leaning ideology or it's a right-leaning ideology. I think about myself, how it has an impact on me, and how does it have an impact with my next of kin and those that I love in my life. You understand what I'm saying? I suggest that you do the same. Don't just follow one ideology because she's making sense right now or because someone else is making sense. Your next favorite star is making sense. Take it all in, okay? Take it all in. Understand what the arguments are. Critically think about it. Do research, do due diligence, and then figure out what makes sense for yourself. But to me, she's making a lot of sense right now. That's why I'll never move to Cali. I will never move to Cali. It's too weird up there for me. It's too weird up there for me. Just real quick as well, I have a picture of the Harry Styles dress just so y'all can take a gander on what's happening up here. Harry Styles, he's blowing a balloon with all the rings in his finger, pinky up in the air, blazer on with a I don't know, a dress corset. Just made that up. But that's what he had on. All right. Let's get back in it.
I cannot think of something good that has come out of Hollywood. Tell me, what is it? You go. Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is that you guys are glorifying. All of you little kids who are too young to understand that they are putting you on a path that is going to ruin your life. Examine the lives of the people. You may think they have money. Examine their personal lives of those celebrities that you follow. Actually go examine their personal lives and tell me if that's a life that you think you aspire to. Ask yourself a question. Do you think that person is happy? For everyone who keeps throwing me all of these rockers who wore dresses, okay, they were also all on drugs. Right? Look at Kurt Cobain wearing this dress, Candace. Oh, he looked like a person that was very stable and mentally healthy. Let me go try to live my life like that. And again, this isn't an attack on Harry Styles. He just happened to be the man in the dress on the cover of Vogue. I like his music. Seems like a nice enough kid. I am talking about the fact that celebrities promote this stuff that in the end is toxic and harmful to establishments in this society, the biggest one being family. Everything the left does and touches, everything that these Holly weirdos promote is about destroying basic values that work.
And it's about earning additional capital. It's about making more money because you're edgy, because you're different, because you're creative. So all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like, I want to wear black nail polish today as a man. And I mean, listen, if that's your form of expression, go ahead and do your thing. I have nothing against it. If that's your sexuality, if you want to be more feminine, go ahead. I got nothing against it. But what she's bringing up and what I'm trying to bring up as well is they're not genuine when they do this. They're not genuine. This is them either trying to fit into the spaces so that they can gain more capital. Because most of them are not really like that. But she brings up a fantastic point, and a point that I always bring up on this channel. But are they happy though? A true question we should be asking ourselves, even outside of if they are happy, is what they're saying actually real? Is it actually true? Case in point.
You stop lying on your phone, man. She be lying. She clean. She got it clean.
I'm punching your head.
That looks like cleaning to me. Got a whole generation of wop-cateers talking about they don't cook, they don't clean. Caught them. Gotcha. All right.
Nuclear family, a yin and a yang in the household. Having a feminine and a masculine figure who raise solid kids with good values, kids that don't believe in twerking when they're 13 years old on the internet, kids that believe in that there is something bigger than themselves. The strand of narcissism that we see going through Hollywood is so satanic. I mean, Olivia Wilde telling me I'm pathetic. You're pathetic. Your whole Instagram is dedicated to you trying to make people believe you're a good person. Oh, but another black person died. Let me put it on my Instagram and show people how much I care. You're not doing anything to show you care because you're posting on your Instagram. Nobody cares about your black squares, Hollywood. Honestly, it's all about you all the time. And for all of you guys that are running around saying, oh, she's doing this for attention, I wasn't the person that put on a dress and went on the cover of Vogue. That would be for attention. Because at the core of these people who you think are subversive and progressive and forward is a desperate need for attention, and they can never do enough to get that attention. This isn't about them being fulfilled or being happy or being comfortable in their own skin. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Virtually every person I've met in Hollywood is dying a silent death. You know, they're unhappy, they're not fulfilled, they don't have the things that we have. I mean, I am happily married, got a kid on the way that should be here in 8 weeks. I don't find the need to put my vagina on the ground to show people how empowered I am. Forgive me. I don't need my husband to be in a dress strutting down the street because he's comfortable in his own skin. As I said, it's quite the opposite. I think what people are really upset about is that conservatives are not backing down to these Holly weirdos anymore. Okay, we don't need to sit here and pretend that any of the stuff that they are putting out is normal. Like, we can talk about family values, we can talk about men being men and women being women, and I'm so tired of society's attack on masculinity.
That's all I'm going to play right now. I'm going to leave a link down in the description box. There's not much left in it. I think that's a good place to leave it on it. I'm tired of society's attack on it as well. Okay, Candace, shout out to you for getting out and speaking about it. I think that it needs to be spoken about. As I say all the time on this channel before, guys, what are you doing to work on and develop well within your masculinity? What are you doing? Okay, hope you're not looking at Holly Weird as for your examples. You understand me? Let me also preface, double back, wearing dresses is your thing. Go ahead, do your thing. It don't bother me none, all right? But for those that want to work on their contributions to the world in a masculine way, what are you doing to work in on it? Hope you're focusing on your purpose and your passion and your meaning. Part of the masculinity shirts down in the description box down below. Go ahead and support your boy. We'll greatly appreciate it, all right? Until next time, YouTube. Peace!